Hello, my name is Haley, and for my wishing well proposal, I chose to do Hercules beds and extra staff. As many of you seen in my discussion posts, I've mentioned Hercules beds all the time. So that's kind of the main thing I talk about. For my presentation, I'll be talking about my dream and how that includes Hercules beds, how that reduces pressure ulcers, workman's compensation, and then I also talk about additional staff because for me it's very important, which I'll talk about hourly rounding, patient care hours, and charting, and safe staffing. My dream scenario: I am a registered nurse on a surgical unit at the local community hospital. It has 40 inpatient beds. Imagine you are me and you close your eyes and imagined your dream work environment. What would you have? For me, I closed my eyes and I thought about how my director the other day said in Morning Huddle how she tried to get my unit more Hercules repositioner beds. And I thought about it more and more about how sometimes I go home and my back is sore and how important it is for us to keep ourselves safe and our patients safe. What are Hercules beds? I will show you the website, which kind of goes over what they are. What you can do is with a press of a button, it's actually 2 buttons, and they're right here, and it just boosts up the bed. You don't need 2 people. It doesn't require any lifting at all. It just requires a couple buttons, and it doesn't take very long either. Pressure ulcers. I put in the statistic that over 2.5 million individuals develop pressure ulcers annually in the United States. Apparently it costs the U.S. $9.1 billion to $11.6 billion per year. Pressure ulcers are a big deal. They increase patient care hours, increase the length of stay, and negatively impact hospital revenue as treatment costs are frequently ineligible for treatment or reimbursement. So not only does it cost the hospital a lot of money when people get pressure ulcers, because then we don't get reimbursed for the stay, but it's uncomfortable for the patient, and as caregivers, we don't want that to happen. Additionally, Hercules beds help with prevent back injuries. If you think about nursing as a whole in comparison to other occupations such as bricklaying, construction, mining, you would think that we wouldn't be the highest, but we are one of the highest occupations for back injuries. 52% of nursing personnel complain of back pain, a few of which have chosen other positions because of their severe back pain. There's a lot more jobs that are coming out there, like case management and things like that, that a lot of nurses are choosing those because they don't want the back injuries. Additionally, having the additional staff is needed when we take care of our patients. Not only does the Hercules beds help with not needing that other person to boost up in bed, but it's still really important for us to have additional staff. I know if I'm feeling rushed, if my assignment is heavy loaded, I might not address every need of my patient that I would like to. They'll have to wait a little longer to get their drink, and maybe I won't spend as much time to make sure every need is met, such as getting more blankets and stuff like that. I mean, I try my best, but having the right nurse to patient ratio really helps with that. It can alleviate complications of decreased patient care, such as if we are taking our patient to the bathroom, if we have like the extra staff to do so, it'll prevent them from getting up on their own. Additionally, hourly rounding is really important. Checking on our patients every hour, taking them to the bathroom before they're putting their collie on, can prevent falls. According to the Kraft Elder Law, the waiting time can be averaged as long as 20 minutes, which can easily be fatal or result in a catastrophic injury. Like I said before about taking your patient to the bathroom before they put the collie on, that can prevent a fall. However, hourly rounding is not without flaws. If I am busy with 3 other or 5 other patients, inserting Foley's, inserting NG, giving medications, getting them water, taking them to the bathroom, I might not be able to visit every patient per hour. Patient care hours. Having the extra staff member and improved patient-to-nurse ratio allows the nurse to spend time in each patient's room, assess them, look over their chart, ensure that they are ready for discharge. This decreases the amount of patient care hours. It's more efficient to prevent illness or injury than to recover from complications. For example, it is better for a nurse to reposition a patient frequently than for the patient to develop a pressure ulcer, which can then require treatment. This also allows for decreased length of stay. Charting. If a nurse has several patients that he or she is taking care of that have high acuity and he or she is barely able to keep up with the medication due times, at the end of the shift, the nurse may have to stay later afterwards to chart everything. Staying after the shift not only is costly, but it can cause errors if the nurse went to court, and that would cost even more. If a nurse does not provide accurate documentation, she is liable in court. The biggest factor for malpractice is inadequate patient assessments, which occurred in 35% of the cases. The average claims costed $141,000 up to $250,000. So when you think of this in the whole scheme of having more nurse to patient ratio, not only know that it's saving the hospital money in the long run if the nurse is able to be with her patients, and it's incredible to me that it's over assessments most of the time. Adding more nurses to the unit eliminates nearly 1/5 of hospital deaths, decreases adverse patient events, improves reimbursement, and decreases the length of stay, according to the American Nurses Association. Which I hope more and more that we as nurses team up and bond with the American Nurses Association to create better safe staffing ratios. Conclusion. Having Hercules beds and extra staff available decreases patient care hours, length of stay, and reduces various expenses in the hospital. It can be difficult to contemplate the various ways that having hospital beds and extra staff available would save the facility money when it comes to the fixed cost of hospital bed and extra cost of staff. I hope this allows you to think of deeper that ways to save money, improve patient outcomes, decrease injury isn't always what meets the eye. Additionally, safe staffing, more and more facilities are trying to do on acuity of patients and not just the amount of nurses to patient ratio. So that's just a point to bring up, that to look at the assignments of your average charge nurse and think of acuity and not just, oh, so-and-so has 4 patients and this person has 3 patients. The stakeholders of my unit are my director, the CEO, and department heads, director of budget, president, vice presidents, and various members of the finance committee. I hope that my unit gets approved to get these Hercules repositioner beds, and also that we team up together to make sure that our nurse-to-patient ratios are appropriate. Thank you for watching my presentation. I hope you learned something or took something away, and please comment in the discussion board what you think of my video. Thank you.